Morning, Gaffer. No midweek games. We've had a few days of preparation on the training ground. How are things?
Yeah, very good, Dan. The lads are in good spirits. As I said, I was disappointed with the results on Saturday, but in terms of the spirits, we made sure we got them lifted. You know, we're not doing an awful lot wrong, especially in Saturday's game. And we've just got to keep working hard at where we want to get to. It's important that we know that, you know, when you're in these bits of bad, not some bad form, but bad results, and the form's being okay, you've got to all stick together and drive through it. And we'll certainly do that because we've got a great group. So, as I always want smiles on your face when you're coming into training, and we just keep learning. You know, I've said before and I'll say it many times again, with the new boys in the league, we've got to keep learning. We've got to cut out silly individual errors where, you know, could cost us, which it has of late in certain games. But what we've got a determined group in there to make sure that we get back picking up points along the way.
I know it's a big part of your management style to maintain that togetherness and positivity, but it doesn't really feel like a place that's had a few difficult results, does it? Everyone's kind of keeping perspective on how the season's been so far, and obviously Saturday the result wasn't there, but the performance certainly was.
Yeah, definitely, Dan. I think, you know, a lot of people who look at it, the positives is always good. We don't do no negativity. Yeah, you know, you get one or two that might moan about the result, but where we are in the league on 19 points after 15 games is not a bad start. I know we've got a game in hand, and there's still some teams around who are down the bottom half, if you like, who should be up the top end. But we'll talk about other stuff in terms of margins of clubs and budgets and monies and salaries and whatever else. We're not complaining about anything. We're just getting on with our job. We feel we've got a good squad. We feel we've got some good players, some good individuals. We're scoring goals. We're creating loads of chances. Yeah, okay, we've had a little bit of misfortune of late in terms of a red card and whatnot. But again, that's going to happen right the way through the season. You know, I think where we are, it's our, you know, we've lost 2, bounced back and beat Lincoln in the FA Cup. Then we've lost 2. We just want to put it right as quick as we possibly can. We're in a good spot. The lads are all raring to go. They know that they need to start climbing and getting points on the board. And that's pleasing for me, because, you know, when you've got a group of players who rely on the information from us and they go out and take it on board, and they've got a winning mentality. So the quicker we get that winning formula back, the better it'll be for everyone. But yeah, you know, I don't do negativity. We do a lot of positive stuff, and we lads make sure the lads come in positive mindsets, and we go to training with our smiles on our faces and do the work we need to do.
It's an interesting kind of challenge for you in a way, isn't it? As a manager, you've never experienced a couple of defeats on the bounce, and here you are. Do you think you kind of learn, and your players learn from the challenge that this presents?
Yeah, they do. Again, you know, I think, you know, for me and the staff that have come down with us, we win a formula, just winning most games, and you'd lose one here, there, and you'd draw and then you'd win, and you know, it's a learning curve for us. As I said before, you know, I've had some great calls. You know, one being Neil Warnock, who rang us and said, "Just keep going, son. You know, we all have these bad moments, and you know, these bad turn of results." And you know, plenty of other managers who, you know, don't want to go on and reel off or know the names, and you know, mates and coaches and people on my pro licence. You know, it is, and that's what the football world brings. You know, Paul Lambert was very respectful at the end of the game, and you know, knew we played good, and you know, yeah, okay, the sending off changed it for them. But in terms of these little, I won't even call them setbacks, these results when you're not getting them, yeah, but it's a learning curve, Dan. You've got to come out the other end smelling the roses, and that's certainly what we'll do. The lads are learning, I'm learning, my staff are learning, and probably the football club are learning as well, and the fans, because they've been used to having it all good. We are going to have a bad patch, and hopefully this bad patch is been and gone, and we can move on quickly, because I think when you've got a good group that know you were in a bad patch, to come out the other side will always be pleasing.
So let's talk about Saturday, Bristol Rovers. Although we went in their league last year, I think you might have managed against them 4 times if you include the friendly. What was your memories of those games?
Yeah, it's a bit different now, isn't it? But you know, Emma Graham Coughlin, he's a great guy, and you know, he's a good lad, and he's one that, you know, I thought had them at their peak and chose to move on. But what you always get is you get honesty. I think you get honesty from these type of players and these type of clubs. They've got some good players, some fantastic players, and they've got a bit of honesty about them. Yeah, they lost the manager not long ago, and new managers come in, and everything always steps up a little bit. You know, they've just won 2 back-to-back games, which they'll be on a bit of a high. We watched them against Gillingham. So yeah, we just have to you know, I'll always say, Dan, we respect the clubs, but we have to go toe to toe with them, and that's no different what we'll do to any other team. But Bristol Rovers is going to be a tough test, you know, because they are on a little bit of a high at the moment, but our lads are wounded animals and want to put things right also.
Our closest trip of the season, albeit 2.5 hours away, but does that help with kind of the recovery, given that you've got another game on Tuesday? Yeah,
it just gives us a little bit more time, you know, so we don't have to rush round, and we don't have to rush round in terms of doing stuff where, you know, so the lads will do sort of a double today in terms of we normally late training on a Thursday, so we'll put some work into them this morning and then in the afternoon, and nothing too much, and then we can take our time tomorrow. We haven't got to leave the club at 8 o'clock and then travel and train somewhere. You know, we can have the lads in normal, we can feed them, we'll train normal, and then they can have the lunch, and then we'll leave at a reasonable time to get up to Bristol, as you say, because it's not too far. So will it help? I don't know, but it's beneficial when you're doing that, because I think, you know, the lads haven't got to get out of bed at 7 in the morning, meet the coach for 8 o'clock and then travel 6 hours somewhere and then get off the coach and train. So I think it'll hopefully benefit us, yeah.
Does it, 2 games on the road in a few short days, does that impact the way that you approach selection coming into both games? Do you have to see them as a package of games, or? Yeah, well, we obviously look at, you know, go past Bristol Rovers first, but we do have to then look, you know, at the next one. But we'll do that Sunday morning. And as I've said, I don't really like swapping and changing the team and the players, but I think over the next week, or where we are, you know, we might have to look at it, because I think, you know, after the Lincoln game the other week, we went with the same starting level on the Tuesday, which possibly, you know, we possibly could have changed 1 or 2, maybe 1 or 2 a little bit tired, I'm not sure, but we'll look at that, and we'll look, you know, John and Dave will dictate that as well with us, and yeah, we could freshen it up. You know, we've got players who now, you know, fully fit squad, and got players who'll be chomping at the bit who we can call upon if we do need to make changes. I was going to ask you about that. Obviously Danny won't be available on Saturday, but other than that, looking quite good.
Other than that, all good. There's only Gaz, who's, you know, obviously he's a bit long term. Hopefully we'll have him back on the grass after Christmas, but other than that, we're quite good, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.